tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Hey, all right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Beard Speaks podcast. That's right. This is Pat, your host, and I am excited today to bring you another awesome crossover with Creativity Talking, where we become Creativity Speaks. And this episode, Vince and I from Creativity Talking have dug deep into Motley Crue. That's right, you heard it here, Motley Crue. We're awesome fans, love the band. I know Vince Neil gets a lot of shit, for his vocals, and is what it is, man. We're big fans. We dug deep into every single album and talked about it, so I'm excited to bring that to you today. As far as my last episode, thank you, everyone, again, for checking out the episode, and past episodes have been blowing up too, so people have been finding the podcast out there, and I'm very excited about it. So I wanted to do some shout outs to Scottsdale, Arizona, Roselle, Illinois, Park Ridge, Illinois, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Burbank, Illinois, Phoenix, Arizona, Los Angeles, California, Tampa, Florida. My thoughts and prayers right now are out there for Florida. Man, what a wow. Yeah, we just watched, my wife and I saw some footage in Fort Myers, where we love to go to. We have friends in Tampa, so praying for you guys out there, and thank God there's a lot of damage. Things can be rebuilt. But if you made it out of there safe, that's the main thing. So God bless there. But Tampa, Florida, all our friends out there, and in Fort Myers, you guys are in our prayers. Gardena, California, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Westmont, Illinois, Houston, Texas, Naperville, Illinois, Surprise, Arizona, Elmhurst, Illinois, Round Lake, Illinois, Santa Maria, California. What's up? Montego Bay, St. James, Jamaica, checking in. Auburn, Washington, Columbus, Ohio, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Fairview, Pennsylvania, Austin, Texas. Man, the list goes on. Yeah, Decatur, Georgia, Knoxville, Tennessee. What's up, Knoxville? Elgin, Illinois. There's so many. Ormond Beach, Florida, New York. I just can't keep going. There's just too many of them. But I try to shout out to you guys. I know you're listening. I see you guys here. I love it. Thank you. All the countries checking in: United Kingdom, Canada, India, Sweden, Jamaica, Australia, Germany, Dominican Republic, Italy, the Russian Federation, Costa Rica, Poland, Ireland, Singapore, Finland, Brazil, New Zealand, Hungary, Argentina. I'm blown away. I do. I love that you guys dig the content we're putting out there on the Beard Speaks podcast, and I'm glad that you guys keep coming back and checking out the show. It's awesome. I'm honored that you take about an hour to 2 hours of your day to just sit there and listen to what I got to say. So thank you. Listen, guys, just a little housekeeping. Check out brioforlife.com. These guys are awesome. I've been using the Beardscape V2. This thing is amazing. So go check them out. You can put Beard Speaks as a promo code to get yourself a discount. You can also go to www.kingsmenpremium.com. The best beard oils, beard butters that I have used so far. I've used a lot. These guys are awesome. Keeps my beard awesome. I love them. So go check them out. I shout out to those guys out there. I love them. Love the products. So where can you hear the Beard Speaks podcast? Well, first of all, you guys should be going to check out the Beard Speaks podcast.com. I'm everywhere on social media: Getter, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. We're out there. So go check it out. Like our pages, interact with us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. And I like to post some different things on there. Try to keep it pretty level across all platforms, but it's kind of hard to do anyway. But check it out, go on there, and then stuff that we talk about here, we try to get a little bit of audience participation out there, so you guys could just check in on the social media. So check that out. And if you want to hear something on the show, you got an idea for a crossover, you got an idea for a topic on the show, email me at thebeardspeakspodcast@gmail.com. I get the email directly. Check out what you're looking for. Be cool. Got another great show that's going to be coming up with a good friend of mine, talking about guitar gear, talking about practice and different things you can do to better yourself as a guitar player, as a musician. So this is going to be a lot of fun. That's a new kind of concept I got coming. So pretty soon we're going to be doing that, and you guys will enjoy it. So for right now, guys, without further ado, I want to bring this crossover episode that we just did last night. We actually went live. When you do the crossover episodes, we go live on YouTube at the Creativity Talking YouTube page. So that's where we bring it live, and then here you're listening to the audio. So if you want to catch some of these crossovers, again, go to the YouTube or go check us out on social media, and you'll see links and announcements of when that will happen, and you guys can get in there and interact with us live when we do these shows. So without further ado, here comes our Motley Crue episode. Peace.
Mr. Catalano, how are you, my brother?
What's up, Vince?
I was just air drumming.
Yeah, I had to do the cowbell. All right.
Absolutely. Motley Crue, baby.
What's up? Welcome, everyone, to the third, fourth episode of the crossover.
Yeah, our monthly crossover.
Yeah, we are here. Motley Crue.
Our creativity speaks. And we're doing Motley Crue.
Yeah.
And on my end, I want to dedicate this episode to the biggest Motley fucking Crue fan I know. Mike Eichhorst. Mikey Ikey. Some people called him the Flaming Snot because he had the satin Motley Crue jacket with the pentagram on the back, and the flames kind of look like snots.
Nice.
So, but it was lovingly. So, Mike, this episode's for you, brother.
Nice.
Many days spent driving around in a Chevy Nova with the first three albums.
Yeah, cranking
through the night as teenagers.
Yep.
Drunkenly made their way through neighborhoods and discoveries of all types.
God bless. Cheers to the Crue.
I'm talking about Motley Crue, and I'm drinking coffee.
That's all good. I'll tell you a quick funny story before we start. In high school, I had the leather jacket, with the jean jacket cut off, right? And which I still do because I'm 80s. And I had a back patch, Motley Crue. Very clean, very nice, just a pentagram, and it said Motley Crue. And I would get stopped in the hallway. And here I'm a freshman. I'm walking through high school with my Motley Crue, and I would have these gangbangers roll up on me. I'm in Chicago, so right. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, you're down in our nation. Is it down in your name? I don't know what are you talking about. It's Motley Crue. So apparently the upside down pentagram was some kind of anti their gang, and I had no idea what they were talking about because I'm a freshman. But I'm a metalhead, and I got Motley Crue on my back patch. So there you go. That's my Motley Crue back patch story.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I saw Motley. The first time it was brought to, I kind of heard of them, and then in eighth grade I was shown
right.
The Shout at the Devil cover.
Yeah.
And me still at that time, I was still Catholic. So I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Then, 6 months later, that was that.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, and then, of course, the Shout at the Devil album. But yeah, man. Perfect band for the perfect time.
Yep.
And I remember we would literally go because we had seasons passes to Great America.
Okay.
So we'd go to Six Flags Great America just to see the Live Wire video.
Nice.
That Bow Wow, the Clash. You know, they had the little video screens in the game room. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd go down there just for that.
Just for that. I remember I saw Too Young to Fall in Love on Friday night videos. And we had this little black and white TV, 10-inch, whatever it was, in our backyard. And I was like, wow, what is that? Right. You know, the end of the video. And, you know, they're just like, I'm like, oh, this is badass, man. And then my cousin gave me Too Fast for Love. And that was hooked. That was it. Yeah,
man. Niels Lauser, man. Rock and roll photographer extraordinaire. This is like if you were going to define like a metal band, and this is pre-hair band.
Right.
Hair band the term came after it.
Yeah.
People who don't know or younger. But, dude, this was like the perfect look, the perfect, oops.
Go back.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Nikki with that bass with the blood dripping on it. Yeah. They were.
Yeah, man. There was just, full of energy. And,
yep.
So, of course, everyone, if they don't know, Motley Crue is basically Nikki Sixx's vehicle for his songwriting and Tommy's. But,
right.
It's
mostly Nikki Sixx. Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got Nikki Sixx on bass, background vocals, and of course lyrics and writing the music.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've got our good old buddy Vince Neil on vocals. Sorry, I forgot to grab a John Corabi.
Oh, it's okay.
Picture, but here we have Mr. McMars, extraordinaire, and dude, what a look!
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Like he had the longest hair at the time.
Yeah.
And then a good old Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
With his Mighty Mouse, which was his
that was his thing
on his shoulder when you could see it.
But,
yeah. Those are the dudes from Motley Crue. And dude, what a band.
Yeah, man.
Give shit about, I don't know. I think Poison, I know you like Poison, but that to me, they're like the next generation from Motley Crue.
Yeah, for sure. Crue was, in the early 80s.
Yeah, and I'm not saying the guys from Poison aren't talented, but like after that, the derivative beyond that just got so soupy and.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because at that point it was record companies,
right?
Cookie cutter, blonde guy in the front, everybody with the brunettes in the back. The singer had to be the long blonde hair guy, and if you weren't blonde, you dyed your hair blonde, and you were the singer.
Right.
It's pretty much how it worked, right?
Yeah, and hey, man, a lot of people have issue with Motley Crue doing the basically reviving themselves from the dead, so to speak.
Yeah,
but here's the thing with that. They didn't lie.
No.
They said cease of touring.
Right.
And the only way they could tour if it was the original four dudes.
Right.
Well, you've got the original four dudes coming back to tour. Basically, they're a cock blocking Vince is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Because Vince doesn't write.
Right.
He just performs other people. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But he's not a writer. So it was probably going to be something like Vince Neil's Motley Crue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they didn't want that, so they kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot. Reading when you go into the story, and you really look at, and we'll do that as we go through album by album. There's a lot to the story as things go on. So you want to go ahead and we'll just start with Too Fast for Love and start going through the tracks.
So, so Motley Crue, they have 9 studio albums, 3 live albums,
right.
3 EPs, 6 compilation albums, 2 box sets, 9 DVDs, 30 singles, and 32 music videos.
There you go.
We're only doing the studio albums.
Yep.
And the studio recorded one-offs that were added
to the compilations
or.
Because right off the bat, some of them are some of my favorite songs. So that's why I asked. I want to touch those because I really enjoy those. So all right, so
Too Fast for Love originally came out on Leather Records, and then Elektra picked it up. It was their demo.
It was their demo. Basically, they took out, now from when I was looking and doing the research, and I remember they actually, Stick to Your Guns was on the original demo, and they took that off. So there was 10 tracks on the original Too Fast for Love, and then when they released it on Elektra, they took that track off.
Yeah, and wasn't Black Widow another one they did?
From what I see on in the history of everything right here, it was not on the original. Yep. Right. Yep. Unless I got something different, but on the Wikipedia, right. Livewire,
it was just a demo that never made it.
It was a demo, yeah, that never made it anywhere. But
or it could have been on like a import or something.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, Livewire.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Right out of the box, one of the
just kick you right in the teeth right from the get go.
Yep.
And what a great riff,
yeah.
And so that was basically produced by Motley.
Yep.
But really, it was a local band, so the engineers probably doing a lot of it.
Sure. And, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they recorded this pretty quickly, if I remember.
It was pretty quick, and I think the everything was produced by them basically, but they had an engineer. Obviously, the engineering and everything like that on the album was done by Michael Wagner also.
Right.
So he was involved in the production of it, but Motley Crue themselves. This is, and I'm going to say this a couple times as we go through this. This was a Motley Crue album because when you look at the writing credits, it's the band who wrote almost every one of these songs. Well, no, all these songs pretty much.
Right. Yeah. So, okay. So side one of the album.
Yeah. So Livewire.
Public Enemy #1, the introduction. Well, beyond Livewire. Livewire is the introduction to the modern cowbell in songs.
Yes.
Used in a different way than everyone had to have a fucking cowbell on their drum kit.
Well, what's funny, I was gonna save this comment for later, but I know I'll forget, so I'm gonna say it right now.
Sure.
That now that you sat down and listened to every single Motley Crue album in this last week, and those of you out there who are Motley Crue fans, and that's why you're here, go back and listen to every album. Tommy Lee used cowbell on every other album. And I noticed that a very long time ago. So when you listen to Too Fast for Love, cowbell all over this album. You go to the next album, Shout at the Devil, there is not one cowbell in any song. Then you go down to Theater of Pain, cowbell all over that album. Yeah. You go to Girls, 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 not one song with cow. So every other album up until I think, well, obviously New Tattoo because he wasn't on that album. That was his thing. So every other album there was cowbell on songs, and every other album there was none. So anyway, awesome. But yeah, so cowbell was like right there, man, and it was a nice deep cowbell.
Right. Totally. Also want to give a shout out to Janine Valdez listening in. Hey sis, what's going on? Welcome to the show. And dude, just the track list and the first Public Enemy #1, Take Me to the Top.
Yep.
Merry-Go-Round, which all the girls really loved. Piece of Your Action, great tune.
Yep.
Flip It Over. You got Starry Eyes, Stick to Your Guns, Come On and Dance. Dude, I love that song.
Yeah.
Too Fast for Love, and the song that all the girls fell in love with Vince Neil over.
Oh, On with the show. Yeah. Now was the Leather Records version? Because the Elektra version was Livewire, Come On and Dance.
Okay.
Public Enemy #1, Merry-Go-Round, and Take Me to the Top for side 1.
Right.
And then side 2 was Piece of Your Action, Starry Eyes, Too Fast for Love, and On with the Show.
Gotcha.
From what I see here, that was like because they switched the order of them.
Right.
From one release to the other.
Yeah, and there is an album order that I'm totally not happy with that I'll get to it later. And there was a song they should have ended the album with, but
they didn't.
It was a very political listen, not political as far as
politics,
left versus independent, like musically political.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was like everyone was like, fine, fuck you. We're going to put fuck it. We'll just put that song at the end of it.
Yeah. But, so what are your like favorite, what's your standouts on this album?
dude, the whole album's great.
It's like that Van Halen, right?
Yeah. I mean, Live Wire, I love.
Yep.
You know, and that Live Wire is, you know, that song reminds me of all the guys, the Tivoli kids we used to ride around in the Chevy Nova and whatever other car he had, you know, cranking the music, with 12 people in there.
Yeah.
You know, driving from Galaxy West to Downers Grove in 7 minutes with 12 people. And,
right.
You know, just, you know, but I mean, Take Me to the Top. I like that for the scream, for the note in it, because I sing.
Yep.
Piece of Your Action, great song, man.
Great song.
Album.
Right.
You know, it's really good.
The raw guitar sound.
Yeah.
Sounded like a motorcycle, just kind of starting up. You know what I mean?
I mean, people, you know, like, you don't need all that bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, like a buddy of mine, love him to death. He had so many, like, dude, it was 45 minutes for him dicking around with the fucking effects before. And by that time, I was bored and ready to not jam.
Right.
You know, I'm like, dude, come on, you know.
You don't need all that. I mean, there comes a time, I think, as any musician does, like you start creating music and you start writing stuff and you get bored and you want to do something different. But sometimes, man, it's just more about just give me a good guitar tone. Yeah. And then just, you know, let's write some good songs.
Just turn on your amp up, put the gain up. Let's go. Yeah. And this album, I think you agree. It's almost like Van Halen 1, where it's just like every song is great. It is the best garage band album of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, cause that's total garage band.
And it stood the test of time.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in the best.
Right, you know, right. Agreed.
A bunch of kids just banging it out and like in your teeth, and you know, 96 was born.
Yeah. You know? Yeah.
But so what are your
on this one, Live Wire, Public Enemy #1, Merry Go Round. It's actually the very first song that I tried to learn on guitar. Piece of Your Action, Too Fast for Love. Those are like my favorites on the album. But again, favorites meaning, you know,
favored,
but I love the whole album. Yeah, it's hard for me to really pick, but because
there's not a bad tune.
There's not a bad song on this. There's nothing I want to skip over. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
When people used to give me a hard time about being a Crue fan, I'm like, dude, just listen to their first album.
I mean, right, man. You know, I used to sit there and think to myself, you know, the guitar tone, Vince's voice, right? And just that look that they had, you know, it's just great. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right. Well, shall we move on?
Absolutely.
We shall.
Okay. So our next album.
Shout. In the beginning.
Right. In the beginning. The future of all mankind.
Yeah. So like that.
Now, children of the beast, be strong and shout at the devil.
What an opener, right?
Right.
When you heard that, you're like, what the fuck what is this?
I don't know.
Right? Yeah. I'm like, what is it's satanic? No, they're shouting at the devil. Right. Get it straight.
We got the pentagram. Right.
Yeah.
There's 50 pentagrams on the flag.
Right. But we won't go there. But excuse me. So yeah, man, great album. Again, in the beginning, you know, Shout at the Devil.
Well, look, man, come on.
Yeah. I mean, just as the track listing goes, in the beginning, Shout at the Devil, Looks That Kill, Bastard, God Bless the Children of the Beast, Helter Skelter, and then side 2, Red Hot, Too Young to Fall in Love, Knock 'Em Dead Kid, 10 Seconds to Love, and Danger.
Right.
So, okay, you go ahead. Your thoughts.
Okay, so this is produced by Tom Werman, and they're heavily on Elektra.
Yep.
I recorded at Cherokee Studios in Hollywood. Dude, I mean, this was their breakout. I mean, they got huge. You know, they opened for Ozzy. They went to the Ozzy tour.
I mean,
they opened up for I don't know how many major band, but Ozzy was the one that kind of catapulted him,
Right.
as you've seen in the dirt.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, the photography was spot on.
Yeah.
Niels Lauser was in. He was already hot off with, all the other bands of the time. Van
Sure.
Halen, him and Dave were really close. And, but this whole album, and then they had Looks That Kill and Shout at the Devil and Too Young to Fall in Love were the videos
Yeah.
that came out.
Yep.
And I don't remember in which order, but
I don't either. Yeah.
The next summer, what we had to do? We had to go to Great America once.
To see the videos.
Yeah, and then wait for like Friday night videos. And then, I think that's the time they started like with after school.
Yeah.
Like channel 44 or 66.
Something like that. Right.
But you'd hope it'd come on.
Yeah.
Okay, Safety Dance. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Move on. Right.
Pathway. Oh, Little Dwarves.
Yeah.
And that's when heavy metal ruled.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shout at the Devil, another great album, man. I mean, the production's straight on. It's,
Yeah.
the mix is great.
Yeah.
The songwriting's good. Vince is on. A lot of people give Vince Neil shit, including myself. But, in the studio, I mean, you can't go wrong.
No. He nails it in there.
Nation.
Yeah.
He knocks it out. But, live, but hey, the tour made $173.5 million.
I know.
Def Leppard, Motley Crue. Now, did they, because I wasn't going to go to a stadium.
No.
So were they alternating?
From what I understand, Motley and
Def Leppard
alternated the last slot, whatever. I don't even look at that. I mean, when you go on tour with all four bands like that, it's a huge. I mean, it doesn't matter who's headlining. What does that matter? I mean,
right. It doesn't.
I'm going to see every single band. So, and just to make even a comment on this to every local band or every other, when you're playing somewhere, you support everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's how these guys do it. You go out there and whatever. The headline, that doesn't matter to me. I don't even think that really, it's like an ego thing to me.
They've known all these dudes forever.
Yeah, they're all friends, whatever. You get out there, you play, and you crush it. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely. But a lot of people, there was the church had a big, complaint about this. And, of course, you're going to lean into it because that's how public relations work.
Sure.
It's not like they're King Diamond or
I know.
Slayer,
Right. No.
Like Rush had, big deal. Okay. How many people since Motley Crue have used that?
No, the pentagram. I know it's stupid. It's stupid.
Here's an original idea.
Yeah.
But, great album, man. And, so that's when they started to get knee deep in their, at the height of Nicky's creative output. It was basically, he's up to his ankles now in addiction issues with the heroin.
Yeah.
And as well as the other guys with their drug use. But hey, that was the time.
Part of the times, 80s.
And of course, Motley Crue, the bad boys, of course. Knock 'em Dead Kids, one of my favorite. 10 Seconds to Love.
Yeah, man. I love Red Hot on this. It was one of my first bands. That was the first cover I learned, man. We did Red Hot.
Right. Yeah, a lot of bands played that too back in the day.
Well, all right. Great too. I mean, like for me, the standouts on this, besides Shout at the Devil, was always great.
Yeah.
Looks That Kill. I mean, Helter Skelter. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a cool tune. People will kill me for this. I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I like this version better. Maybe because I heard this before I heard the Beatles. Whatever. But yeah, man, Too Young to Fall in Love is like one of the best freaking tunes ever written. I mean, it's a great just rock and roll song. Too Young to Fall in Love.
Oh yeah, great beat. Yeah,
great beat, man.
Yeah, all the people in the Motley Crue were banging to that too.
Oh yeah. Knock 'em Dead Kid, as you said.
Right. Great
song, 10 Seconds to Love. Gonna pull my trigger. My gun's loaded with your love. Come on. on, man. That's fucking great. That's awesome. And then Danger is a really cool, ominous type of tune.
Yeah. Kind of like End of Omen or something.
Yeah.
Would be there. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great album, man.
Not a bad, like I said, that my throwaway on it would be Helter Skelter, and it's not one of their songs.
Yeah, and it was produced by Tom Werman, engineered by Jeff Workman.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, totally.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's a great era.
It was supposed to. It was originally Hotter Than Hell.
Hotter Than Hell was the name of the album, right?
And then they re-recorded it when they did because it was in demo,
right?
So then they did Louder Than Hell in the studio.
Yep.
But yeah, man, they were hot on fire, and then dude, they turned around. And like everyone, like who was into Priest and Maiden and stuff, were like getting into Crue, and like, you know what I mean? Like you had the people who were into Rat and Dokken, Great White, Y&T, Sabotage. There's all these other bands coming up at the time, and then they come out with Theater of Pain, and everyone's like, "What?"
Yeah,
it's like, dude, really? They didn't change that much. Oh, look, polka dots.
They reinvented themselves. Now,
yeah,
you have that shirt on. So,
yeah, this is a tribute to Nikki.
It's a tribute to Nikki. But what I'm going to say is this. So what, dude? I mean, they had the balls, okay, to come out looking like this. And they took, in my opinion, when they got to Shout at the Devil, that was like, wow, now what? And I'm sure they were like, what do we do now? So they just turned it on its ear.
They were almost forced to do it.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like copying what they were doing.
Exactly. Like, right. So it's like, what do we do?
Like Tommy Bolin and like all these other cats. Let's go glam.
Yeah. So they're like, what are we going to do? We got to do something.
The term hairband was born.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But doesn't necessarily,
as opposed to bald bands.
It's like if you're a Christian of Jesus, okay, after that.
Right.
It's like after Motley Crue.
After Motley Crue.
Hairband, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
And
Yeah.
I don't
but whatever.
Right, but that's like an allegory.
Yeah. But, I mean, whatever. Yeah, I totally agree. So I'll run through the tracks. So City Boy Blues. Smoking in the Boys Room.
That tune.
Yeah. City Boy Blues, Smoking in the Boys Room, Louder Than Hell, Keep Your Eye on the Money, Home Sweet Home, Tonight We Need a Lover, Use It or Lose It, Save Our Souls, Raise Your Hands to Rock, and Fight for Your Rights. So, yeah. So City Boy Blues.
Man, wow. I love that song.
Yeah.
Produced by Tom Werman, of course.
Yep.
That song, okay. What year did this come out? This came out in 80, 85, 86?
I believe 85. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I remember is like putting this cassette into my Alpine.
Nice.
Radio.
Right.
My 1971 El Camino.
Yeah.
Mint condition. Pile driver speakers. And hauling up to see my girlfriend at the time, who was living with her parents, of course.
Right.
On a Christmas tree farm. Ho, ho, ho.
Yes.
But pretty funny, how things remind you of certain things. But just that like first song, City Boy Blues, because she lived way out in like some prairie out in the middle of nowhere.
You were the city boy.
Yeah. But pretty funny.
Yeah.
And we met I had to spend the weekend with my dad, and we went to this like campground thing, and his live-in girlfriend had a camper at like this site.
Yeah.
They kept it year round. So one night Vince disappeared after meeting a young blonde.
Nice.
But that's what that album reminds me of at that time.
Yeah. I mean, great tune. I love City Boy Blues. I love the harmonica in there. They just, it was like all of a sudden it was a little something different. Like almost like they changed their look. They kind of I say change your style, but it just became something different.
Well, you're going for a different thing. I mean, you are what you wear. I mean, you put on you put on a suit, you feel a little, no matter who you are, you walk different when you're in a suit. Then.
Right. Smoking in the boys' room. I heard Vince would always wanted to do that song. The guys always not.
I guess they had tried a couple of times because they had done it back in the day. In the live set, but
yeah, he didn't. Nobody ever wanted to do it. Great tune.
Pissed off, dude, because we were working on a cover of that.
Oh yeah.
Of the Brownsville Station version, and then they come out with that and like, no, we can't do it.
No, you can't do it. Yeah, you're screwed. I did the same thing with I was working on a remake and cover of what the hell, Metallica redid it.
Turn the Page.
Turn the Page, and all of a sudden Metallica. I'm like, what? Well, there goes my idea. But. Yeah, so Smoking in the Boys' Room, great video. The bald guy, and he comes out of the video.
Have eyes.
Yeah,
and it's pretty fitting that we're bringing in October.
Yeah,
with the Crue.
That's true. That's true. And then we got Louder Than Hell. What a great tune, man!
And Mike just texted and he said his favorite song is "Dancing on Glass."
Yeah, dude, what a great song.
Very good, Mike.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love that tune too.
Mike's I have a nickname for my buddy Mike, and been using it, I don't know, 30, 35 years. Sugar Nipples.
Nice.
It's just funny to call him that across the room at a store.
That's funny.
If you see him, hey.
That's hilarious.
It's funny. He knows me. Come on.
It's all good. But yeah, so
he's got stories.
Oh yeah,
Mike, you should write a book, dude.
There you go, write a book. Louder Than Hell, great tune, man.
Right.
Keep Your Eye on the Money. I love that song too.
And we got Jason's like, hey, you got to give your boy a shout out. Of course, we're gonna give Jason a shout out.
Shout out.
We talked to Jason's coming out. He's gonna do some guitar stuff with you.
Yep.
And real quick, Jason has a new segment on the show called Jason's Picks.
Jason's Picks, I love it.
And he goes through. He's going to cover Ronnie James Dio's documentary.
Nice, very cool.
But right, so yeah, it's kind of nice. People are texting us all through the show.
I love it. It's because we're live.
Right.
And if you're listening to the audio version later, shame on you. Should have been here for the live. See, could have gave you a shout out.
I don't know how much alcohol was consumed, and I'm not condoning it for young people.
Never.
I'm saying hypothetically back then.
Yes.
Since terms of it's past, but the amount of alcohol we consumed with Motley Crue in the background.
Jeez.
Just all types of fun, man. Unbelievable.
Yep. And that's why
I've seen them like 5 or 6 times. I think Mike's seen them every single tour.
Yeah, I've seen them a lot.
But, so a couple people would give me shit because like everyone's freaking out. And I'm in a band at the time,
Right.
And I'm just watching. I'm like this.
Well, that's what you do when you're in a band. You kind of kick back and watch.
They're like, "What are you pissed out?" I'm like, "Not at all, man. I fucking are you."
It's the different way we soak it in.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at the production. I'm looking at what amps they're using. I'm looking at the lighting.
It's different. Yeah.
Costuming, the way that, where the speakers are set,
When you're in a band, you're analyzing and it's weird. We don't see that. We don't watch concerts the same.
I mean, as went on, I went into production and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
that makes sense, but.
So, Keep Your Eye on the Money. Like I said, great tune.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites on the album. Home Sweet Home.
Yeah.
That's like but I remember when MTV was
in every like friend group.
Yeah.
It would be like the breaking up,
the breakup song,
boyfriend, girlfriend with the Home Sweet Home playing in the background of the,
but Home Sweet Home. Yeah. I remember MTV had to change their rules for their top 10 thing because it was like number 1 for 6 months.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Okay, we can't do this anymore. It's always number 1." So,
it'd be like Pink Floyd's "Dark Side of the Moon" would probably still be up there,
right? But again, I mean, what a great song! Regardless, a great video. Yeah. Tonight
Louder
we need
Than Hell. I always dug for the, I don't know, City Boy Blues, that note in there. Keep Your Eye on the Money's a fun tune. Home Sweet Home's good.
Yeah.
Tonight we need a lover tonight. Good. Use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it. Great, fast. Use it. Yeah, oh yeah, great tune.
Oh, totally.
Save Our Souls, I love too because it's got like that.
Save our souls for the heaven.
I love that riff.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, another haunting thing, and the Tommy beat is now firmly in place.
Yeah.
There's a couple of signature Tommy beats.
Right.
And as we go along later on, I have some interesting theories.
All right.
But,
and then Raise Your Hands to Rock is it's almost got like a country rock vibe to it.
Yeah, it's got that slide going in.
Yeah. These guys really, if you
got some Beatle-y kind of influence.
They really pioneered a lot of different sounds that they don't get credit for. You know what I'm saying?
Revisited them, yeah.
Yeah, really, because people are doing some stuff like that today, and it's like when you listen to these and you go back, you're like, shit, they've been doing this a long time,
right?
So and then Fight for Your Rights was a great political kind of tune, I guess. I never thought they would do something like that,
Well, yeah, I mean, chances are, if you listen to Motley Crue, you're part of the dreg of society.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I gratefully accept that tag.
Right.
For being a juvenile delinquent.
That's it.
At the time.
So what do you think of this? I mean, this is another one of those that I have no bad. I couldn't throw one away on this album.
Yeah. Keep Your Eye on the Money is a great tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just some great riffs on this album.
Oh, for sure.
I love the production on it. It's not far off from Shout at the Devil. It just was I don't know, man. It was just they reinvented themselves and they came back stronger and they came back with some different, like it took a lot of, I'm going to say it took a lot of balls to open up an album after Shout at the Devil,
right? To
open up an album with a song like City Boy Blues.
With what?
City Boy Blues.
Right.
Opening up an album with that. Yeah, it was like you're listening to it and go, what is this? And then it grabs you, So
yeah, it was like they're looking over the wasteland of what they just created. Now they're fucked and they don't know what to do.
Right, they don't know what to do.
They've destroyed the world with Shout at the Devil.
Right.
They've had to reclaim themselves again.
Yeah.
And then yet again, see, people like put them into this thing. No, hey, pay attention, everybody.
Right.
That was the look for one album.
Right. That's it.
One album, one tour, boom.
Boom. Done.
Time to change the outfit of the superhero like in every movie.
Yep.
They're playing roles.
They're playing, yeah. And if you think about it, it was like that's why the album was called Theater of Pain.
Theater of Pain. Yeah.
And they had the look of the concept of that album.
Right.
And now
theatrics. It was, vaudeville.
Sure.
Was, Alice in Wonderland-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
now they come back and reinvent themselves again with Girls, Girls, Girls. Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But, real quick here. Let me mention this. As September is Suicide Awareness Month, we just want to mention, maybe down in the dumps, depressed, whatever, it's okay if you don't want to talk to anyone or if you don't feel comfortable talking to anyone. You can reach out to Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255 or at suicidepreventionlifeline.org. And if you got a cell phone in your hand and you can't dial the 10 digits, well, we've got 3 for you, and that's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Someone will be there to talk to you. Please reach out and talk to someone. Never feel that there is no one there to talk to you. And we mentioned this, of course. I lost my brother, and music is one of the best things you can do to heal.
Yep.
And, it's not like there's not any Motley Crue songs about this
very same. Yeah. Yeah. It's important. It's important. I lost my brother to suicide also. And, it's you got if you're out there and you're having issues, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, reach out, man. Don't ever think that you're a burden that no one cares, because we do.
Yep.
And that can be a very powerful thing. And we know that Lyft can be a great one.
Yes.
But so yeah, girls, we enter. Again, they have to change.
They change their own look. Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what? Everyone's pretty boy. We're just going to wear our street clothes, not shave every day.
Yeah.
Stubble. That's when stubble became cool.
That's what became cool. Yeah.
They dropped the makeup. They were riding Harleys, girls.
Right.
I mean, you couldn't go wrong. And that's when the Motley Crue machine was just humming.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A great album cover with the motorcycles and the leather. And I mean, they just reinvented themselves again. I remember the day I bought this out. Well, I bought a cassette. Anyone out there, if you're not old enough, you don't know what cassettes are. But I bought it on cassette, and I'll never forget. I was sitting in the car, and my dad had to go into the store, and I'm like, I'm waiting right here. And I opened up my cassette, and I'm reading the lyrics, and I couldn't wait to get home and put this thing in my stereo so I could listen to it. And then when I popped it in, Wild Side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, bam, smacked you right upside the head.
What's the matter, you?
What's the matter, you? That's a great opener right there, Wild Side.
Oh, for sure. Did you get the Stugats?
So yeah, I'll run through the track listing and then we'll go one by one. So Wild Side, Girls, Dancing on Glass, Bad Boy Boogie, Nona, then you flip it over back then on the other side, 5 Years Dead, All in the Name of, Something for Nothing, You're All I Need, and Jailhouse Rock. So yeah, you go ahead, Vin. I mean, what on this album, what's your, what do you think? Like Wild Side started off with the opener.
Yeah, Wild Side's a great tune. I'm like, wow. I'm like, Nicky's writing is really getting expansive. Him and Tommy were hitting their stride.
Yep.
And I don't know. Yeah. So, and they're probably at the, zenith of their extracurricular activities.
Right.
Girls, great song.
Yep.
I've been to every one of those.
Yep. One. Yeah. I remember going to LA and hitting every one of the clubs that are in the video.
Yeah. And Bad Boy Boogie, that's one of my favorite Crue songs.
Great tune.
Reminds me of summertime with the windows rolled down.
Yep.
Strolling down the highway. Nona, could do without it.
Yeah.
But I get it. It was about his grandma.
Yep.
Good for him. 5 Years Dead. Seemed like it was meant for a movie, but never made it in it.
It does. Yeah. You got a good point there.
Like a soundtrack song.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's just kind of.
I love the riff in it though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The riff is cool.
Yeah. Something for Nothing, or All in the Name of Love, or All in the Name of. That's funny.
Yeah, All in the Name of Rock and Roll.
Yeah, that's a good tune. Something for Nothing, great tune. Again, there's your cowbell.
Yep.
You're All I Need. That's was for the girls.
Yep.
And Vince always did one for the girls.
Yep.
And that's not a bad thing. You can still call them girls.
Right.
Jailhouse Rock with Elvis Presley.
Yep.
Or the Elvis cover.
Elvis cover.
That was recorded at Alpine Valley.
It was. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Mike is actually in the video.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in the first row. And apparently we went to see the Theater of Pain tour at the Rosemont Horizon. And that was his first Crue show.
No kidding. Nice.
So I saw that, and I also saw them at Alpine with Loudness opening up.
Yeah, I've seen them at Alpine.
Dude,
We're probably at the same show. Yeah, Loudness is great too.
By the way, Loudness.
Yeah, I just heard. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is another one of those albums where I can't really I mean, it's a minute and 27 seconds. I don't even call it a song. It was a nod to his grandma. I call my grandma Nona too. Italian thing. I get it.
Yeah.
But same thing to me. I mean, I love Dancing on Glass. What a great song. I mean, I had the piano at the end there, and I forgot the woman's name who did the background vocals on that song.
Right.
Phenomenal,
Oh, the Bad Habits or whatever.
Yeah, just great. I think so.
Oh, and another shout out to Jenny, of course, she's
Hey.
also texting into the show. Thank you.
Thank you
Jenny.
for checking it out. Just another great album. Jailhouse Rock, again, it was great, but that's my throwaway on the album. And when they do covers, it's like, I just love the fact that this was like Van Halen. I'm kind of putting them side by side here. Like, here we go. Same thing, same producers.
The next generation of Van Halen.
Right. And it's the same guys writing all the music and, writing the lyrics and
Blonde singer.
Blonde singer.
I mean, he was even picking up the wow.
Yeah.
He's even doing that.
Yeah, and this album for sure. I mean, and like I said, just great songs. Not really a bad one. But my favorites are Wild Side, Girls, 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 Dancing on Glass, All in the Name of, and I think those are my favorites. But again, love all the songs on the album.
Yeah. I still, I don't know because I haven't been to one of these places in like 15 years, but I'm sure that it's still on loop at all the strip clubs.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Perfect for dancing this song.
Yeah, they're making their money. They're making.
I'd rather go to a show where people are dancing. At least, most women would dance. Some guys would, but
sure.
You know what I mean? Rather than
right. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Sausage Fest pass.
Got it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather be,
Yeah.
If I wanted to go to a bathhouse on Cicero, I would. But
that's it, Sean.
Yeah, what a great, the Nasty Habits.
Nasty Habits. Thank you.
That's what the background singers.
Yeah.
And,
but on that album though, on that album, there's somebody, and I'm gonna let me just jump down here to the notes, who sang background vocals. It doesn't really say, but I did look it up one time, and it was some woman, vocalist who was just, was it Phyllis St. James? Well, somebody did the background vocals on Dancing on Glass. Somebody knows out there, look it up, let us know later. But she's just got an amazing voice at the end of that song. That's all.
Right.
So, all right. So moving along. Call the Doctor.
Right.
The Doctor is in. So their fifth album, Dr. Feel Good.
Right.
That one released on August 28th, 1989. That's right before the end of that era. This album comes out, and let's take a look at track listing, and then we'll go through it one by one. So TNT, Terror, Tinseltown, right? Dr. Feelgood, Slice of Your Pie, Rattlesnake Shake, Kickstart My Heart, Without You, Same Old Situation, Sticky Sweet, She Goes Down, Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away, and Time for Change. So, yeah, TNT, Terror, and Tinseltown, just that little intro piece before Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Feelgood is a Mick Mars, Nikki Sixx tune.
Nice, letting Mick in there a little bit.
Yep. Great tune.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mick Mars is one of the, I think Mick Mars is one of the most underrated guitar players.
He is.
I'm really interested to hear his
solo stuff. Yeah.
But, he's been, like you get into some of this funkier stuff as we go on. And then, some of the other stuff that was like dipping into country, almost like the 70s.
Right.
I mean, he's got, he peaks out every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this is another, I don't think they didn't do much. I think they kind of kept that same girls, girls, girls style going into Dr. Feelgood.
Right.
But, it's still great. Slice of Your Pie is a really great song. Very soul, very kind of Motown.
Very dirty, very New Orleans-y.
Yeah.
By Bob Rock. Of course.
Yeah. Yep.
And, Bob Rock was just on fire at the time.
Yeah.
For like the next 10 years, he was just, Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah.
Great. Slice of Your Pie. Rattlesnake Shake.
Rattlesnake Shake with all the horns and stuff in there. It's like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
It's got that boogie kind of feel to it. Obviously, Kickstart My Heart.
Yeah.
That's played everywhere now. That's like, you know, I think he's six struck gold. I think he just on that
I'm
one.
forever 12 years old, Pat. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. Now with Achu, with Achu, every time I hear Vince sing, it's with Achu. So I call it without you.
Without you.
So yeah, I mean, still a great song.
Went and died. Yeah.
Still a great tune. Same old situation, dude.
Great song, man.
That's a great song. That's, I think, one of the best Motley Crue tunes.
Cowbell.
Yeah. Same old situation. Sticky Sweet. Great song.
Tune.
That's another great one.
That's a very sexy song.
Yep. And then she goes down.
Makes the girls say beef. It's what's for dinner.
This was for dinner. She goes down. Another great song.
Yes.
Another great song.
Great song, man. I mean, you know, that's like a sexy, like Motley's got some like really sexy, groovy.
Yeah.
Tunes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Yep. Don't go away, man. Just go away.
Like their big video hit.
But great song.
Right, but I didn't really care.
No, see, I love that song because there's a lot of people out there that I would just like to dedicate that song to.
I won't turn it off, but you know,
go away.
Put it on.
I don't care if you're mad or not. Just go away. I would love to say that to many people. Actually, I should get a bumper sticker. Just go away.
That's just a granted, brother.
Yeah, and then Time for Change. I really like that song.
Yeah,
I love the way they end the song with the you know, that chorus and everything,
and you know what was always really cool about Motley? It was always like almost like a fair amount of equal between the dudes and the chicks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As, you know,
this one's for you. Here's one for the chicks. Here's two for the dudes.
Yeah, but you know, it was a great time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a great show.
Right.
You know, and there's a lot of drunkards walking around, but that was of the time.
That was of the time, man.
All the latchkey kids.
Yep.
See you at the Scorps, man, next Thursday.
Right.
But yeah, Dr. Feelgood.
So to me, that ended the era.
Yeah, because they had just gotten sober at the time, I believe.
Right after that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that really ended the era of Motley Crue because moving forward, I'm going to hate to say it, but I think Motley Crue ended and died right there with Dr. Feelgood. That's, to me, even though moving forward, there's a lot of other stuff coming out that we're going to talk about, but it's not Motley Crue to me. Like Motley Crue, that's when the band ended. And now, are we going to go into the next album, or are we going to talk about the one-offs?
What's that?
We're going to talk about the releases that they did on the
this one.
Well, that's the next album.
Or the Decade of Decades.
Or do we talk about these songs coming up on these albums? Because
yeah, let's talk about all.
Before we move on to the Motley Crue with John Corabi, let's go into these compilations real quick.
Yeah.
So that one. Let's take a look here. So if I can pull it up on my thing here. Oh yeah, compilations. So we got Decade of Decadence, and no use to go over the other tunes. Let's just talk about the brand new ones. Yeah. Primal Scream and Angela.
Dude, love that song. Covers on the new originals for this. So Primal Scream, dude. Yeah, this is like my theme song in life. Take Hold of the Flame.
What a great song that just came out on a compilation album.
All right.
You know, like where was that on? Was that supposed to be on Dr. Feelgood, or you don't know.
Right.
And so here's one for the guys and then one for the girls. They bring Angela.
Yeah. And then that song Teaser, another sexy tune, which is a
oh, the cover they did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a T-Rex cover.
Yep.
Yeah. Teaser, great tune.
Yeah. I mean, so on this, it was kind of a shame. They were like throwaways, but I had hope at that time. Like, we're going to get a whole album like this.
Oh, like a covers?
No, a whole album with that primal scream and like
that just hit that right energy.
Yeah, with that energy, I was like, okay, great.
Probably everyone just ready to fucking kill each other, and this is like, you know what?
We didn't know that.
Primal scream, yeah.
Yeah. We're listening to this going, cool, thank you for the greatest hits.
Was it Broke Dick Dog, here's some more, tail knocked in the dirt, time and time of being told trash as I'm worth. I was just a young boy, had to take a little greed. Now that I'm much older, don't put that shit on me. Grab it and shake it. So everyone, Nicky was dealing head on with his sobriety and his, the ghost of his past, apparently,
Right.
But it seemed like everyone was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then what was the next one?
We'll do that.
Was the next one Red, White, and Crue? That had new songs on it?
Oh. Did it?
I believe so.
Oh, did yeah, what I don't know.
Yes. It was Red, White, and Crue.
Gotcha.
So Red, White, and Crue had If I Die Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite Motley Crue tunes. What a great song. And apparently I didn't even know this till today, as a matter of fact, because I was actually listening to this. It was a song written by some Canadian band named Simple Plan that was being produced by the same producers Motley Crue at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Simple Plan wrote the song and like, yeah, it's not for us, and they put it off to the side. And a producer brought it to Nikki Sixx and said, hey, can you do something with this? Because you guys are working on this Red, White, and Crue thing. You want to put some new songs on here. So Nikki Sixx kind of adjusted the lyrics to fit more of Motley Crue and kind of changed the song a little bit. So it's credited to Simple Plan and Nikki Sixx.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, yeah. And it was never released on anything else. And again, one of my favorite Motley Crue tunes, If I Die Tomorrow. It's kind of a deep tune, man. I really, If I Die Tomorrow... it's great. It's a great tune.
All remain the same.
But yeah, right. Sick Love Song, dude.
Yeah,
that's another new one on this album. Sick Love Song, just great. And then they did Street Fighting Man, which I'll say. I know we're talking about Crue, but I loved the Lynch Mob version better.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. I mean. Those are the new.
Someone out there's going, dude, those are fighting words.
I know, it's all right, but I like the Lynch Mob version better. But yeah, so I think that's it, because they released for compilations. They had Decade of Decadence, the Greatest Hits album, which didn't have any new songs on it. Supersonic and Demonic Relics, that didn't have any new songs. The Millennium Collection, the Best of Motley Crue, didn't have any new songs. Loud as Fuck didn't have any new songs. Red, White, and Crue had those two new songs. And then the Greatest Hits album, that didn't have any. Let me take a look at the track listings. That didn't have any new songs.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Well, and then When You Come to the Dirt, but we'll get to that one last.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess we can go on now to...
well, first off, hold on.
Oh.
Speaking of loud as fuck.
Yes.
Here's one thing you got to be loud as fuck on.
Yes.
And Pat, tell us about fuck cancer.
Yes. So as we all know, I'm a cancer survivor. Fuck cancer. So, yeah, man, you can go to my website at www.thebeardspeakspodcast.com. Go to the merch section. I got some Fuck Cancer t-shirts and stuff like that. It'll support kind of my fight with cancer and things like that. And I actually do some cancer benefit stuff. So all that information is on there. Please go check it out. And if you're going through cancer and you're going through any type of, depression and things like that, when you're going through cancer, it's really a tough road. I wrote a blog, and you can check that out on the website too. That's got my whole story when I was going through cancer. I actually started blogging everything I went through. And it's kind of a good roadmap for people who have kind of started going down the chemotherapy and radiation and stuff like that. It's a great resource for you because you can read what I went through and kind of know what you're going to be going through in the future of your cancer battle.
Absolutely. So everyone go buy a shirt today and help support the effort.
Yep.
All right, man. So moving on to, as I was texting you earlier,
yes.
Welcome to Motley Karabi.
Motley Karabi. I do want to point out, I love how you're becoming very corporate. It's nice. We're plugging all our shit. Nice, man. I love it. But anyway, but it's for all good causes, man. It's all for good causes, brother.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Motley Karabi.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I love this album, dude.
Yeah.
But it's not Motley Crue.
That's what I got here in my notes.
Yeah. Motley Karabi, man. It's not Motley Crue. Motley Crue, and that was a weird thing because I guess it they learned from the public's reaction for the Dave and Sammy thing with Van Halen. Yeah. And I think they kind of, but they, Karabi, very talented guy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But he wasn't at the level of Sammy Hagar.
Right. To come in and pick up the band.
Van Halen. Sammy was already a legend when he joined Van Halen.
Right. And from what I understand, when they finished this album, the record company pressed and pressed and pressed for them to get rid of Karabi and bring Vince Neil back. And Vince didn't want to come back, and the guys didn't want him back. So they started working on the next album with John Karabi. But nonetheless, here we go. I'll rattle off the titles, and then we'll go through what we like. So, Power to the People, Uncle Jack, Hooligan's Holiday, Misunderstood, Love Shine, Poison Apple, Hammered, Till Death Do Us Part, Welcome to the Numb, Smoke the Sky, Dropping Like Flies, and Drift Away. So, yeah, I mean, I'll start off saying what you said. It's not Motley Crue, but it's a great friggin' album.
Yeah, it's Motley in Chains.
Yeah. But it's ahead of its time because, Power to the Music.
Dude, there was such a heavy influence of Alice in Chains and like a handful of those songs.
Right. Right.
It's like, hey, Nikki, dude, you're the people copy now.
Right.
Don't
start copying everybody else. Right.
Yeah, and Karabi's voice, man, was great.
Oh, great on this album. My God. Yeah.
And it created a little bit different dynamic because he also played guitar. So
right. And it was the first time Mick Mars had to play with another guitar player.
Yeah. So, got some interesting things, and it was heavy. This album's heavily like Beatlesy.
Yeah.
Even in Coordinary. Did you listen to that?
Yeah.
The 4 song.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah. I think, Karabi gets a raw deal for anyone who gives him shit. But.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I met the guy at a Farm Rock. Cool guy, like I said, very talented. His talent shines on this album. And this, I listen to this more as a one-off, just something different, but it's not Motley Crue.
Yeah. No, I really like this. If this was another band other than Motley Crue, this would be a fucking amazing album.
Yeah.
I mean, it is an amazing album, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hey, they tried.
Yeah. I think they just got a raw deal because of the Motley Crue name. They should have just changed it to something else.
Yeah.
And
first I heard Power to the Music. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then I hear Hooligan's Holiday.
Yeah, Hooligans. What a
favorite.
Great tune. Yeah.
And then I hear Misunderstood. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then Poison Apples. And then Welcome to the Numb. And I'm like, oh my God. And then, dude, Smoke the Sky.
Well, yeah, I like Smoke the Sky is a great tune. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Dropping Like Flies. But there's a lot of, and this whole album's great, man.
It's a great album. There's not a lot of real huge standouts. There's a lot of great moments on the album. There's a lot of great riffs. Karabi's voice is phenomenal throughout. A lot of stuff doesn't like I tried to think about it before I listened to the album. I said, okay, before I listened to the album, what stood out to me from listening to it in the past? And Hooligan's Holiday, Misunderstood, and Power to the Music, and Smoke the Sky were the songs that stood out to me where they were in my head before I listened to the album again. And then when I listened to it again, I liked a couple other songs, but there was like no hits besides.
This is the only album out of this that I listened to twice.
Yeah.
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 I started off today listening to this one again. But.
Cool. Yeah. No. I mean, great album. Just not a Motley Crue album.
Yeah. And this is Mick Mars' favorite album.
That's funny, right?
Right.
He might have had a little bit extra writing, and I think maybe arranging his guitar. Maybe he probably had a lot of fun feeding off Corabi's guitar riffs and working with him. Because I like that, working with another guitar player and riffing like that. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's a great rock album, but it's not a Motley Crue record.
Yeah, and then they came out with this EP. And like Kiss did a solo album for each member. They did one song for each member.
Yeah.
And this is heavily Beatles influenced. Oh, there's a Beatles tune on this, isn't there?
I want to say there was.
But it's very Beatle-esque. But
yeah.
Click, Click, Boom is one of the baddest ass tunes of all time, man.
Right.
By Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Great tune, and it was also used to recut for what was Pam Anderson's superhero movie.
Oh, geez, I forgot it.
Don't even remember. Getting old.
Yeah, we're getting old.
But all right, man.
So
what is next?
That was okay. So yeah, so now we go into the next Corabi album without Corabi, which was Generation Swine. No, you put up Red, White, and Crue. That was the old one. Yeah. You got to find Generation Swine there.
All right, I'll find it.
Yeah, the pig faces. So we got Generation Swine, which is a cover of Motley Crue with all their pig face masks and the American flag. This album, this came out several years later. It was 91, I think, 2008, Saints of Los Angeles. 97. So that's when this came out. So Generation Swine was written mostly with Corabi in the band, and I guess the band was really feeling a lot of heat and a lot of pressure to get rid of Corabi and bring Vince Neil back, because the Motley Crue self-titled album with Corabi flopped, money-wise. The tour was horrible. They actually came to Chicago and played at the Metro, and I missed that. Yeah. So that would have probably been a killer show. I didn't go. But anyway, they felt a lot of pressure, so they were writing, recording, and then Corabi would come back into the studio, and all his shit was changed, and I think he had had enough, and he walked away. Right. That's how the story goes, and that left the door open for the producers. They got fired, and then they brought in some new people, and the record company said, bring Vince Neil back. So Vince Neil actually just walked in and said, okay, what do you need me to do? And he sang the songs the best of his ability, different style for him. He said he was really like, what do I do here?
It was a very uncomfortable album.
It was very uncomfortable for him. So titles of this songs on this album, we got Find Myself, Afraid, Flush, Generation Swine, Confessions, Beauty, Glitter. Anybody out there? Let Us Pray, Rocket Ship, A Rat Like Me, Shout at the Devil 97, and Brandon. So apparently on this album, Nikki Sixx did his lead vocals, Tommy Lee did.
Yeah, and very weak too, very badly mixed.
Dude, I'm gonna say one thing right now. This album is fucking trash. I'm sorry. This album was unlistenable. I skipped through tracks. I listened to half songs. God forgive me. It is fucking trash. I can't. Afraid was the only song that gave me a glimmer of a little bit of hope, where I said, this is not a bad song.
97 for me.
Shout out Devil 97. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Like, I need to, they had to throw that bone in there for Vince. Like, I need to,
something.
Save myself here. Give me one tune.
Something, yeah. So they redid something that just probably was like, okay, we got to do something. So, and I like that version of it. But as far as newer songs,
yeah, they're getting into like 9 Inch Nails territory, and like White Zombie, and Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson. They're using different, sounds that other bands were like, dude, you guys don't copy what other,
It was
weird to see Motley do that.
It's a horrible album. I can't find any redeeming quality on this damn album, dude. I was at this tour when Cheap Trick opened for them. at the Rosemont.
Nice.
Yeah, I was at that tour.
Yeah, see, I must not have even thought the album cover was worthy to download.
Yeah, see, so don't even worry about it, guys. It's Motley Crue and a bunch of pig faces. You know, it's.
Oh, by the way, is the heat okay for you?
I'm feeling okay. It's nice and warm in here. I'm burning with the devil or shouting with the devil or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm sorry. This album is garbage. It really is. I don't think it's Motley Crue. There's some outside writers, obviously. Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, and Tommy Lee did write some stuff. There's nothing from Vince Neil in here except for Vince coming in and just doing, okay, give me the lyrics, give me the songs, let me sing.
Right, which isn't any different than what he usually does.
Yeah.
Not his phrasing.
Not his phrasing, not his singing style, so he had to kind of adapt.
Right. And people go, what do you mean Nicky writes it? What do you mean not his phrasing? No, there's the phrasing the way that Nicky writes for Vince.
Right, for Vince. But this was written for Karabi, and Karabi wrote a lot. And I guess he sued them because there was a lot of songs out here that he wrote that they didn't give him credit.
You got publishing credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate.
As he should.
Yeah, as he should. But unfortunately, just
$4 million lawsuit against the band for alleged breach of contract, fraud, and
right.
slander.
So garbage. To me, I don't know. What do you think? What's your thoughts on this one? Same. Oh my God, I don't have a garbage flush sound, but if I did,
swine goes into the area of pig shit.
Yeah, it's you know what? Perfect. It's pig shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate to say it.
Hey, one bad album out of the all,
Yeah,
pretty good percentage, guys.
No, for sure.
Especially having a band that's released multiple albums where every song is good.
That's what I'm saying. I think I really believe it. Motley Crue died after fucking Dr. Feelgood, man. Dr. Feelgood. I think that Motley Crue standalone with Karabi should have been a different band name. Because it was a great album for that lineup and for that band.
Right.
And then, they were this is where they were falling apart, arguing, fighting. Karabi quits. They don't know what to do. They bring Vince in last minute, just sing some songs, and then they put out an album.
Yeah, here's a check for $3 million.
And here's a check, right, So it was like they phoned this one in, and it shows.
Yeah.
Moving along. New tattoo.
Yeah.
But okay, let's go to
no Tommy Lee on this album.
No Tommy Lee on this one. They brought in who was the drummer again?
I have only listened to this album all the way through.
One time?
Today.
Really?
And I fucking love this album.
This is a really good album.
I totally dig this record. One of those things, you miss it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally understand. This album is a very good album. Now, again, Tommy's gone. This was inspired by the cover of Bruce Dickinson's album, Tattooed Millionaire, believe it or not, from what I'm reading here. And the title track from Bruce Dickinson's Tattooed Millionaire is about Dickinson's wife having an affair with Nikki Sixx. I did not know that. Yeah, but I guess it was in the dirt and whatever. But yeah, man, great album. Starts off Hell on High Heels, Treat Me Like the Dog I Am, New Tattoo, Drag Strip, Superstar, First Band on the Moon, She Needs a Rock and Roll, Hollywood Ending.
First Band on the Moon.
I know, that's it's a great song.
Great song, man.
Right?
Oh my God.
Fake, Porno Star, and White Pucks on Dope. So yeah, man, let's start like Hell on High Heels. That was written by Mick Mars, Vince Neil, and Nikki Sixx.
Yeah, I like that tune.
It's a great tune. It's got it's back to Motley Crue.
Yeah.
A great song.
Yeah, they knew. Well, here's the whole thing. Nikki learned how to write to be reminiscent of.
Right.
Not a derivative of.
Right.
But reminiscent of what they did and still be able to move forward with new sounds, because Tommy's got a different snare sounding. It's more, it's more sharp. It's not as processed.
Well, Randy, you mean Randy, because Tommy wasn't on this album. Yeah, Randy Costello.
Yeah, Randy Castillo.
Yeah. I mean, Treat Me Like a Dog I Am. It's an okay song.
Yeah.
But this is where they start bringing in on this album See, every band does this, man. You get to a certain point, and Motley Crue made it from Too Fast for Love to Dr. Feelgood just with them, and then next thing you know, everybody else is coming in and writing songs with them. So,
Tommy was busy with reality shows.
It was doing his thing. Methods of Mayhem,
all types of things.
Right?
Yeah, Methods of Mayhem.
So, but anyway, and then New Tattoo, love that song.
Yeah,
I don't know. I really dig that tune. Drag Strip Superstar is okay.
Yeah, and the guitar is Johnny Five.
Five. Yep.
It's not, and this is when Mick was going through his surgeries for him to get back on.
Right.
They're like, okay, we're doing this thing. You're not going to make it, but we'll write the tunes.
Yeah.
So that was the first. Even though they're giving props to the old man.
Yeah.
But so that this really isn't a Motley Crue album.
Yeah, again, it isn't. That's why I say
it's really good.
It's really good, right? Yeah,
I really, really like this album a lot.
I dig it. Hell on High Heels, New Tattoo are my standouts, and so is Punch in the Teeth by Love. There's a good song, and First Band on the Moon, man, what a great tune.
Right. Yeah, First Band on the Moon. Yeah, nice little, Nikki Sixx loves David Bowie.
Yeah.
And this is a really nice nod to that, but it's just a fun song, man.
It is. Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, one of my dad's favorite songs by Louis Prima was beep, beep.
Yeah.
Beep, beep. So that's what it reminded me of immediately.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's probably my favorite song on the album. But there's a lot of great songs on this album, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ones. I mean, those are my standouts, but
Porno Star, very good.
Good song. Yep.
Fake is another good tune.
All right, yep.
Yeah, I like that one. Punched in the Teeth by Love. Hollywood Ending, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of reminds. And here's what they were doing in this one. They were taking beats from their previous stuff, like Too Fast for Love. There's certain beats that they're using in this song with different riff patterns from other songs that were similar.
Right.
So they were kind of lifting their own shit in a way.
Right.
Like when I said being reminiscent.
Yep.
Then I'm like, at some of the songs, I'm like, wait a minute, did they just put Tommy's drum track on there for another tune?
Yeah.
Which, whatever. It's still music. But
yeah,
it was still recorded properly by a human being.
It was.
But
no, another good, it's a great album. It's not, again, I hate to say not a Motley Crue album.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm torn on that. There's some good songs on here, and it's sad that Randy passed away before they were even able to tour.
Right.
On this one, after they recorded the album, I know he went in for some.
He'd been around forever, in various bands that,
he played with Ozzy. Yeah.
Loved, so he was a logical choice for that spot.
Yeah. So, but then they after he passed away, they had Samantha Maloney from Hole play the tour.
I saw them on tour with her, and
she great. Yeah, she nailed it.
Yeah, she's got her cred. There's no question there.
Yeah, but again,
that's interesting. Yeah,
so, but again, it's one of those albums.
A little bit still. They still got a kind of little bit of the Seattle tinge going on.
Yeah. It still was not back to Motley Crue.
Right. Totally.
So, do we go to Nikki Sixx's solo album? That's next.
Yeah, let's do that.
So next, Saints of Los Angeles.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Saints of Los Angeles. Let me go through the track listing. We got LAMF, Face Down in the Dirt. What's It Gonna Take? Down at the Whiskey. Saints of Los Angeles, Motherfucker of the Year. The Animal and Me. Welcome to the Machine. Just Another Psycho. Chicks Equals Trouble. Well, we all know that. This ain't no love. This ain't a love song. White Trash Circus and Going Out Swinging. Well, I don't know, man. this is, again, I hate to say it. It's not a Motley Crue album. It's basically everybody from 6 a.m.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's,
James Michael, Nikki Sixx, DJ Aspa, was produced by those three guys.
right.
And this was in order, they kind of almost had to do this I think it was for the last tour.
Yeah.
They just wanted to, squeeze out whatever. Nikki's writing anyways in the studio. Might as well record that.
Right. Now, are there good songs here? Yeah. I like Saints of Los Angeles. I like...
So 25 minutes before the showtime,
yeah,
Pat comes on here and we're talking behind in the green room, so to speak.
Yeah.
And he's like, turn it down. I'm like, dude, I'm still doing my homework. I had like 3 songs left from this album to listen to, but
I just
it was a Motley Crue sounding record.
It was. It's funny because like I'm Saints of Los Angeles and Motherfucker of the Year. I think are the only 2 songs I really, really like on the album.
Yeah.
I think Nikki Sixx hit it out of the park with Saints of Los Angeles. It's a great song, but let me put it to you this way. Listening to these songs or looking at the titles of the songs. So when I hear a song or when I see a title here that says Saints of Los Angeles or down at the whiskey. Down at the whiskey.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers that wrote the song, besides Nikki Sixx, where were they? They were not down at the whiskey. The rest of the guys were. Nikki was, Tommy was. That's where they lived down there. They were at the whiskey all the time. They were living in an apartment building.
Totally. They'd be like, please stand by.
Yeah.
We're fucking off down at the strip. Absolutely.
That's it. So,
yeah.
I don't know, man. It almost gives me like, how do you know? You weren't there. So when these guys are writing songs for icons like Motley Crue, I know Nikki was involved in the writing. I get it. But these other guys kind of were not involved with, they're not Motley Crue. So to write a song.
No, I mean, Nikki's the machine.
Yeah.
Nikki's Motley Crue. He writes all,
You're right. Nikki is Motley Crue. But if he wrote all these songs on his own, I would call this a Motley Crue album a little bit more than I would with all these other people's influence.
Right.
Does that make sense? Kind of.
Yeah. 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 This is the album that 6 a.m. couldn't put out.
Right. 100%. Right. It's a 6 a.m. album. So, but Saints of Los Angeles and Motherfucker of the Year, those are my standouts on this album. I like those tunes.
Yeah.
I saw the video for Saints of Los Angeles and I was like, they're back. This is a great tune.
Right.
And then I was disappointed. and then I cried.
Right.
I don't know, man. What do you think of this one?
I like the album.
Yeah.
All around, it's not bad.
Right.
But I can understand why they don't want to do another one. And that's not
yeah.
Production was great. Songwriting's good. Couple great songs.
Yeah.
But no one's buying albums anymore.
No.
So why put the money and the time?
Right.
They're probably just going to put out one song every 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of these guys are doing, man. Look at they already
got 3 hours to play live. What the hell do we, we're not going to,
That's what I'm saying, man. Right.
Yeah, and even Vince Neil came out and said that Motley Crue basically they're just a touring band
now. So if you look at the soundtrack of The Dirt, I think that they did Like a Virgin by Madonna. Yeah. They're always throwing these weird covers, and I could give that away. I don't know.
Like a Virgin.
They did Crash and Burn, which was Johnny Five and stuff like that. He was on that. Ride with the Devil. Mm-hmm. That was a newer tune for that, which I don't know. The Dirt. That's all. So I mean, Motley Crue, man, there it is.
The Devil, I really liked a lot.
Yeah. But for me, I watched the movie. It was kind of cool to see some of the things that we used to read about in Hit Parader and Metal Edge and stuff like that. I love doing these crossovers and digging deep into these bands because it gives me a whole new look at the band. Because back then, as we were growing up, we were listening to their songs. I couldn't wait to get to the store and get my tape, and then my CD, and I couldn't wait to go home, get it, listen to it. And back then, we didn't know the things we know now. We didn't have internet. We didn't have all this news and stuff. We had to wait for the magazine, and nobody was telling in the magazine, yeah, we got into a fight with Vince, fuck Vince, and Tommy
Right.
So we didn't know really. So it's like now going back and listening and then doing research and finding out what happened and stories behind the music and who didn't write what. And you're like, what, Vince had nothing to do with anything? What?
Yeah. Never wrote a tune.
Never wrote a tune. I mean, well, actually he had one or two in there, somewhere in there. But I don't know, man. I think Motley Crue, personally, after doing this crossover, to me, Motley Crue died at Dr. Feelgood and never was to be seen again. That's my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, it is, man. The rest of everything else coming after that should have been a different band name.
Yeah, and live they're great.
Live they're great. It should have been a different band name with different, because there really was never another Motley Crue. Because if you look at Dr. Feelgood all the way back to Too Fast for Love, it was just those guys writing, those guys producing, with the producer.
Yeah, they're my favorite don't give a fuck band.
Right. And when they moved on from there, it was like, we're in trouble. We're fighting with this guy, fighting with that guy. Let's just put shit out. It's got to get put out.
Right.
And then to me, that's how I feel. It's Nikki Sixx's new venture from there on out.
Yeah. And, they're going to be, they have, I guess, 200 shows next year.
Yeah.
So, and I guess they're booked for the next 2 years on tour.
And I'll tell you, I guarantee you they are not playing jack shit from Generation Swine. They're not playing, jack shit from New Tattoo.
That's right.
Right. They're not playing anything off of the Motley Crue Karabi album. That's for sure.
Right.
So what are they really doing? They're playing all the good stuff, which I keep saying is from when Crue died back. From Dr. Feelgood, man. After they saw the doctor, man, that was it. So I think that's what they're playing live because that's what people want to hear.
Right.
I think they had Saints of Los Angeles as the only one newer tune that's in the set list that they're playing. That made the cut, really.
Yeah, I mean, what a weird problem to have is, oh man, I can't put that song on here.
I know. Yeah.
Home Sweet Home needs to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it,
needs to be there, or Feel Good, or
yeah. If you think about it, you've got 1, 2, 3. You got 4 albums of material that just don't get played anymore.
Right.
So, but you got Too Fast for Love, Shout Out the Devil, Girls, 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 Theater of Pain. You got 5 albums of phenomenal material.
Yeah. With
almost not a bad song. That's a great run.
These guys all look like they're drunk on Aquanet.
Yeah. It's all right, man. Like I said, and you said,
away from the flame, please.
One of the greatest bands for the time.
Yeah, for sure.
They wrote some phenomenal music.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the best albums that have cemented in our memories, that bring us back.
Absolutely, man. And gave a lot of kids who are in trouble, going through some hard shit.
Yeah.
An outlet.
Yeah.
And how many bands started because of Motley Crue?
Oh, right.
Just like how many bands, probably including Motley Crue, started because of our next month's crossover, the original Kiss band.
That's right, baby. Guys, come back next month because Kiss is on the radar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna do from Kiss, the original album, all the way up to Kiss Unmasked. So it's all the original guys.
Yep.
And so that's how we're gonna honor.
Yeah.
Another favorite band of ours, Kiss. But,
yeah.
Motley Crue's like the next generation, the child of Kiss and Van Halen went to a party and out came Motley Crue.
Right. It's kind of 100%. Yeah. That's kind of how it worked. Yeah.
But, and of course, Aerosmith is another huge influence on the Crue. But,
yeah.
And in the later albums, very Beatlesy, very Beatles-esque.
Yeah, the later Motley Crue albums were, very Beatle, very it's just weird. A lot of different influences. But they did them well. Like I said, I'm not saying that, just because I think they died after Dr. Feelgood, I'm not saying there's not good songs. Like I said, Saints of Los Angeles, great song. Motherfucker of the Year, great song. New Tattoo, great song. Yeah, good songs, but to me, not a Motley Crue album. I think after Dr. Feelgood, they lost that,
right.
That
red hotness.
Yeah.
The red hot.
They lost the red hot, baby. Yeah.
See the new swag?
I love the swag, dude.
Right. And just a little word from our sponsor, ourselves.
This is Biff Strange, your friendly neighborhood engineer, and I'm here to announce Creativity Talking's merchandise page. Fancy. Check out the designs we got up online there. We've got beanies, t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, and more. Just go to creativity-talking.myspreadshop.com. Now that's what I call creativity talking.
Boom. I love it.
Yeah, so you go there and help support the show. Also below, remember to click like and subscribe. Please. And there's links below for Pat's show, the Beard Speaks podcast, as well as Creativity Talking. All our different modes of getting our content directly to you.
Yes.
And Pat, you got any last words, brother?
Just keep the music alive, keep listening to music, and if anybody, I know we're doing Kiss next, but throw us your ideas of who you want us to tackle. There's so many, there's Scorps, there's Dokken, there's Rat, it just goes on. We love music.
We're trying to stick to 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s.
Don't come at us with Eminem, and don't come at us with Tupac. We're not doing none of that stuff.
Talk about bands that we know.
Yeah, let's talk about stuff we know. We don't want to go into the that other stuff.
Because we're getting up there.
We're getting up there in age. So man, absolutely. That's my last words. I love it.
Absolutely. And everyone have a good one. And remember, if you're feeling down, please pick up the phone, talk to somebody. Pat, love you, brother.
Love you, brother.
And I think we need more cowbell.
We do.
Later.
Have
a good one.
Peace.
Later, Mike Eichhorst, the Flaming Snot. And here we go from Creativity Speaks. I'm V, and that is my brother,
Pat, from the Beard Speaks podcast.
And we will see you next time.
Bye. All right, guys, and there it is, the Motley Crue crossover. Vince and I had a blast doing this show, so thank you guys for checking it out. If you have an idea for another crossover and a band that you want us to do a crossover event for, send me an email at thebeardspeakspodcast@gmail.com. Again, check out all my social media platforms. Go to www.thebeardspeakspodcast.com, and my website's got everything. I got the blog going up there now, and I've got all the links to all our social media. Where can you hear the Beard Speaks podcast? Well, glad you asked. You can check us out at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Amazon Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Podcast Addict, Castro, Castbox, Podchaser, Deezer, Pocket Cast, Listen Notes, Player FM, Podfriend, Podcast Index, and Good Pods right now is a new one that we got on there. So, again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you checking out the show. I am blessed that you guys come back week after week after week checking us out. So, remember, be good to each other. God bless. And remember, parental alienation is a real thing.